Hey guys, it's Craig here, and I know a lot of you guys are doing your New Year's resolutions right now, and you're probably typing them out on Facebook or something. But I wanted to do like a little video. First thing, 2021, that was a rough year, right? That was rough for me, and I know it was rough for you. It was rough for everyone. So on to new things, right? It's important to realize though that every year is a rough year, right? Or like you might always be in this thought process of, I just got a lot going on right now. Like it's just a really rough time. I have things going on. Well, what you don't realize is everyone has things going on. I constantly have things going on. And I definitely have had that mentality before where I'm always like, oh, I've got things going on. I'm just really, really busy. I'm always busy. The key is to make time. You have to make time in order to do the things that you want to do, like the things that you love. Obviously, like a lot of people make time for working, but you don't make time for the family. You got to make time for the family, right? Make time for your friends. Make time for your family. Learn to harness those relationships and stuff like that. But going back to New Year's resolutions and stuff. So something that I've been doing like all last year and definitely like this year, I'm going to keep doing it and progressing toward it, is living with intention, right? And that is acquiring like mindfulness and the awareness that every decision that you do and every action, every thought process, everything you say, it does have, it does show your intent. And just because things have always been a certain way, like you were raised maybe to be a certain way on a political party, but you've never actually had the conscious thought to decide, do you actually agree with that, right? Is that something like, is that just in your head because it's been hammered in your head your entire life? Or is that something where you've had a conscious thought and you said, yeah, I actually, like, I believe in that. Like that is, I think that is correct. I think that's for the better humankind. And that's something that you've actually hit a thought process. Like a lot of people don't realize like they're two different things. Just because you've known it your whole life doesn't mean that, like, that doesn't define you, right? So while talking about living with intent, not wasting your time away on social media, social media swiping, TikTok, Facebook, just so involved, but not really involved in other people's lives and things that they show you and they share with you. On the double side of that is not sharing everything on Facebook and with all these people that you really don't even know. I have a ton of Facebook friends. Not a ton, like there's more people that have more than me, but I feel like I have a lot and I've been around, friends in different countries, friends all, different states. I've lived all over the place. I'm kind of traveled, so, I do like keeping in touch with them, but realistically, they're only showing me what they want me to see. And some friends, the good ones will call me and we'll talk and, we go from there and we hatch any problems that they have, or, they want to tell me about some stuff. Like we talk to it on the phone. It doesn't really come up on Facebook. Facebook is kind of, something that it's just kind of a bunch of BS, right? So living with intent. Don't waste your time scrolling through Facebook looking at other people's stuff, right? If you're doing something, like realize you're making a conscious effort to do that. So if you're being lazy, like you want to be lazy, man, like that's okay, right? That's okay. Just know that there's no excuse for it. So if you're like, well, I'm lazy because blah, blah, blah. And you're lazy because you made the conscious effort to be lazy, right? There's no excuse. And it's okay. Like being lazy is totally fine. Everybody is different, right? Everybody's different. We don't all have to be on the same wavelength, but it helps if we can understand each other, right? Now, also with living with intention is being true to myself, right? And that goes back to me wanting to, the values that I've hold. I want to make sure I agree with them, and I want to define my values and exactly what they are. And I have done that pretty significantly. And this year or last year, I guess now, you take a look. I take a look back at it, and I've definitely questioned myself. Is this something like I believe in, and where did it come from? Also living with intent is how do you value your time? Something that scares me to death. Like honest to God, I'm afraid of like missing out on life. Missing the good stuff. Like it's just gonna pass me by. I'm super afraid of that. And that's why I travel so much, and I try to get out there, and I try to live. I try to see everybody. I don't want to be hungover. Like, I know people, you get 30s, like you have two-day hangovers. Some people do that regularly. I just can't do that because it feels like I'm wasting my life. And it's just not something that I'm into, right? And I feel like, if I'm, and this could be a bad thing, I don't know. I feel like, I don't want life to pass me by. And so I'm always out there, and the whole being like self-employed and stuff like that. It's because I'm trying to build myself up and build my career up, my company up to where like the first step, right, is I'm making more money per minute that I'm working, right? And you can only do that so far when you're working for someone else. When you're self-employed, like there's not really an end to that. And then the second part of that is to be working less, right? So you're not just making more money working the same hours. Now you're making more money working less hours, right? Because there's only so much time. And I know at the early stages, you might be fumbling around a little bit with finances and stuff like that. And I know I did that, and I still do that. And so you gotta buckle down. You have to buckle down. You gotta get your money. You gotta get your bag, as they say it, in order to be able to do like some other stuff. But you still gotta harness those relationships with your friends, the friendships and the relationships, and you still have to work on that while getting your money situation organized. And you have to know while getting your money organized that's not long term. That's not a forever solution. You can't work 80-hour weeks all the time and still be able to maintain a healthy relationship, healthy friendships, still be healthy yourself. You can't do that. It's just a short-term solution, and you need to be aware of that. And it's perfectly fine to be able to do that, to help get ahead, but you got to get out of that cycle. Don't do that forever, right? That's my goal, right? Is for a while there, and I'm still kind of there, is I'm hustling and making as much money as I can, getting things paid out, bought a house, got all kinds of equipment and stuff like that. But the long-term solution though is to free up my time. It's not to be working all the time. It's to be able to not have to work all the time. Still work sometimes if I want to, but if I want to take a vacation, if I want to go to a wedding, if I want to, somebody's sick, I stay home with them or something, I don't have to ask anybody. It's my company. I can do that, right? Obviously with customers, you got to talk to customers, and maybe I have to send the guys to go work without me, but that's the end goal. The end goal is, personal happiness, living with intent, right? Because there's only so much time. There's only so much time that you have, and you don't know when your time is up. I could die tonight, Hopefully you watch this video, and if I die tonight, you probably will watch it in the next couple of weeks at some point. Maybe it'll go viral. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, we're about the 10-minute mark, guys. And I just want to say, yeah, I'm living with intent. And you guys, you know, it's something maybe you want to think about. You know, everything you do, realize it shows intention, right? If you're going out and getting, you know, drunk all the time, you know, and you think it's not a big deal, it's not a big deal. But to the right person, and you don't have to be impressing anyone, right? I guess like I could hear that real quick. You don't have to be impressing anybody. No one gives a shit about you, right? No one cares, right? They care a little bit, but they don't care. Like if you think you have flaws, right? And it kind of, you don't even want to talk about them. Like, you know, for me, like I'm really skinny, and I don't want to be skinny, and I think that's like one of my flaws, right? But when I look at other people that are really skinny, I know they are really skinny. I don't think, damn, that person's really skinny. Like they're normal, they're totally fine, right? I never once do I have something, you know, come in my head to where I'm judging somebody. Like it doesn't matter what they're doing, doesn't matter what their hobbies are, their lifestyles, what they do for work, right? If maybe they're a little overweight, right? That never once enters my head. I'm never like, oh, that person's overweight, right? How rude would that be, right? That'd be just straight mean. My point is, if I don't think like that, why do I think people judge me like that, right? They don't. They literally don't care. It's all about personality. Like if you're a good person, you know, they know you're a good person. If you're a bad person, like, I don't know what to tell you, dude. People are judging you, okay? Don't be a bad person. Anyways, live with intent. Live your best life. Take vacations, dude. And, you know, spend time with family. Spend time with loved ones. You never know what's going to end. And enjoy a happy and prosperous 2022. All right. Catch you guys later.